Well, hello. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining today. Hope you're all having a good day so far. Hope you're all having a good day so far. March 2nd, hey? Crazy. I feel like February just flew past. Is that how everybody else is feeling? Because that's definitely how I'm feeling, for sure. Hello, Kim, and hello, Dagny, and hello, Debbie. How are you doing? It's been a while, so I hope that you're doing well. Hello, Lori. So is everybody having a good day so far? Hello, Rhonda. How are you doing? I know. Pretty soon it'll be spring break and yeah, crazy. Yeah, I know. I know. I had to try to explain that to the kids about the leap year. They didn't quite understand, so that's okay. So yeah, I just thought I would maybe show some new product, or some of it's new, like newly released. Some of it is just, I haven't shown what I have received into the store in a while, so I wanted to do that. Home in a couple days. Hey, Rhonda, awesome. That's good. That's really, really good. I hope all your travels go well on your way home. That's perfect. So, the retreat's coming up. I don't know, will you be able to make it, Rhonda? That'll be fabulous. Kim, how about you? You come to the retreat? It's May 18th to 20th. It is May long weekend, and I know that that's issues for some people, but it's not issues for a lot. And you don't have to then take the extra day off work because you're already off the Monday, and so it works out good. Hello, Pam. How are you doing? And yeah, so I kind of planned it that way on purpose so that everybody could come and enjoy and not have to take that extra day off work. So if it's going to turn out, it will. And if not, I mean, it's all these retreats are just trial and error, right? And it's going to be here in Dawson. So, you can go back home to your own bed every night. And so I have 10 spots filled already. 24 is the max. So, I'm almost at the halfway mark. I'm also going to have the store set up, of course, for shopping there. So that's going to be open to the public. And as well, there's going to be a couple classes for sure. So those will also be open to the public. So I'll get all that information about pre-registering and all that soon. All right, well, I should get on it because I have a ton of stuff. And I actually might not even be able to get through everything today, which I guess is good or bad. I don't know, depending on how you look at it, right? So let me switch the camera and we're going here. Okay. So the first one I wanted to show you is this precision glue press. I know some ladies had commented when I set up the event for this live that, they were really interested in it. They hadn't heard a lot about it. So it comes in a box like this. Thank you, NX. Thank you very much. I will definitely think about that for sure. I never thought about that for specific things, but yes, I will think about that. So it comes in a box like this, and you get the press itself, which is a trigger for your glue bottle, basically. You get the stand, you get a full bottle of Nouveau glue, deluxe glue, and then you also get an empty bottle. Okay, so this is what the trigger looks like. Now, I think one of the biggest positives, benefits, however you want to word that, about this is that it's really good you know, you don't have to squeeze the glue bottle. You know, normally, I'm just trying to get my camera angle here, you're squeezing, right? You're squeezing that glue bottle to get the glue out. So it takes a lot of pressure sometimes to do that, right? This is a trigger. So basically you're just, oops, I'm trying to get so basically you're just pushing on this trigger here. And honestly, you hardly have to apply any pressure. So it actually comes like this with this one loaded in here. I found the easiest way to remove it is to take the lid off. This one it comes empty and you can fill it with whatever glue you like. The difference between these two bottles is the nib. So this one's I don't know, would you call it an ultrafine? I'll see if they list it here on what I'm just going to see if it lists what this is called. Yeah, it just says it comes with a fine nozzle, and then this one's a regular size nozzle, which I think is still large, or I mean still quite small. Let's see where my camera is. Okay, so this is the extra bottle. So the point is that then you can have two that you can interchange for the size of the nibs. Now I don't have this one filled, unfortunately, but I would say this is maybe a millimeter, like 1/8 of an inch maybe. I don't have a ruler. It is definitely quite small. And so you just unscrew the cap like this from the bottom and you'd fill it. Now then, the good thing about this, and I mean I haven't had this very long to even see how it works, but in the lid you can see that pin in there. So that pin is the whole length of this lid, and so when you get it inside of your nib, it goes all the way down basically to the bottom there, and it's filled your whole nib with that pin so that it doesn't dry out. So this one, oh, I got glue on it already because I was trying it out. I just want to clean that off. So if anybody is watching and you guys are interested in some of the stuff coming up, you should get a pen out and write it down or go right on your website, because guess what? I have it all online. Hello, Amber. Hello, Auntie. Yes, so it's hardly any pressure. I'll start it here just so you can see. And hardly any pressure. Like I'm barely squeezing, and you get this fine, fine line coming out of glue. Okay, and very, very easy. So I'll see if I can get this tip. Oh, you know what I could do is compare the two. Let's do that. See if we can compare the two of these, if I can find my camera. Yeah, maybe kind of like that. So this one's probably half the size of this, I would have to say. If you could see it. This one you can see the hole in it to put the pin. This one you can't even. So you'll have to put the lid back on this one, you practically have to get your magnifying glass out, but it's very, very tiny. And then yeah, I would leave it, kind of have the lid off of it like this, and then it just clips in. You just sort of have to lift it out of this little crate right here, and then it just slides out, and then you'd be able to put your other glue bottle back in. So it comes with this Nouveau Deluxe adhesive, which I've heard tons of good things about. I do carry this in the store. It was regular stock, and I tend to sell out of it quite frequently. So I've heard many, many good things about it. I do have extra glue, like extras of these glue bottles in stock. I just don't have any replacements. You can actually buy a replacement of this bottle and that bottle that are empty, but it's been sold out and it's very, very hard to come by. So I guess the other thing too is I can talk to you about this stand. So in there you can see that little pink silicone piece. What that is for is to stand your glue gun up in there. It sits in the cradle, okay? And the nib sits against that silicone piece. So what that's for is as you are working and you're constantly needing to use your glue because you're working on a project, you know, you can grab it and put it back and grab it and put it back. And because the tip sits on that silicone piece, it won't dry out or get clogged or anything. So you can just do that until you're ready to put it away. And look, a handy little spot for your lid so you don't lose your lid in amongst all your crafting goodies on your project, right? And then when you're done, at the end of your day, your project, you put your lid back on. I gotta pull it back so I can see closer my eye. I should actually have my light on too, might help. And then you can just stand it in using the trigger handle and store that away. Trying to get my light to turn on. Oh, there we go. There. Yeah. So that's the glue press. It's $49.95. It is on my website. How heavy is it? Well, the gun itself isn't heavy at all. It's really, really light, thin plastic. It's the glue bottle. So if weight was an issue, what I would say is don't fill your glue bottles all the way. It's as heavy as a glue bottle. Let's see, what would I say? A school glue is about the weight of this, I would say. Like a thing of normal school glue that you would buy for kids at school. That's probably about the weight of this. That would be my best way of describing it. But yeah, if it's something where the weight could affect you, just fill the bottles halfway. I am going to try to get some of the refills in. They are sold out right now, but I am going to try to get some of the refills in so that you are aware that that will be coming. Okay, so the next bit, which goes along with that, sorry, I just dropped a whole bunch of stuff on the floor, is, so with, might as well continue on with the sweet petunia stuff, right? Okay, so for anybody that has the Misty, the regular sized one, so this is the, what is it, like a 6x8, 6x9, something like that, maybe a bit bigger. Does it show? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.5. So these are sticky mats. They are meant to fit in the base of the Misty. So where you would put your paper is where these are meant to go. Yes, Debbie. The stand, okay, sorry, I'm missing everybody's questions. Yes, it is super light, just, yes, the glue bottle itself, exactly. Okay, Wanda, so your other question is, oh, Rhonda, does the stand come with a press? Yes, it comes exactly, the stand, the press, and the empty glue bottle all come together. That's one whole kit right there. Okay, that's exactly how it comes. And then, is it easy to control the pressure? Yes, I would say it's easy to control the pressure. And also, it's such a fine nib that you're really not going to get big clumps in there, right? And I'm sure it's like anything else, the more you use it, the easier it becomes, right? So it's online right now. Feel free to go ahead and order it. I'm actually ahead of the game and have all the stuff added into the system this time. Okay, so these mats come in a package like this. Now, do I have the price on here? $20.95, and you get all 3 of these mats. And of course, as you can see, they're all different grids. So you've got 1/8 of an inch grids, you've got 1/4 inch grids, and then you even have centimeters, depending on what your measurements are. So they come all 3 of these in a package. And then it's easier for you. You don't necessarily need to then always be down in the corner of your Misty. You know how I guess I should switch this around so you can see the name. You know how normally when you're using your Misty, move this back so you guys can see, you're always putting your paper or your stamps kind of in the bottom corner, right? And that's kind of how you use the lineup. But with these grids, you don't necessarily have to do that, because what you do is when you get it, it has a thin plastic piece. So the grid's built in. You never have to worry about the grid. But you peel this thin plastic piece off and it's sticky. I would say maybe not quite as sticky as well, maybe almost as sticky as a new Cricut mat, if I had to describe it. Maybe not quite that sticky, but close. So you just peel this off. This then sits in the bottom of your Misty, and your paper will stick right to it. No more magnets is the point of it. However, I don't know, would you maybe put magnets on the outside edges just to keep this down so it didn't lift up? I don't use my Misty that much, so I'm not really that versed on it, to be honest. However, you could also use these just as a sticky mat outside your Misty if you so desired to do that. It would help you to line up stencils and all kinds of different things. There is, so just like the Cricut mats, I'm sure that I read, because I was doing a little research, that you can just wash these off and leave them to air dry just like you would with the Cricut mat, and they would restick and you could continue off to use them. So $20.95. These are already on the website. Feel free to check those out. And then to stay true to the whole sticky grid thing, because this seems to be a really popular tool coming out lately. So this is from Lisa Horton. She's a really great designer. I love her embossing folders. I'm getting more and more Lisa Horton stuff. She also does the interference ink, where it is one color on the white paper and one color on the black paper. So very, very cool. So she's also released this tacky mat. It's 9 inches by 9.5. You do get a template that is included. Let's see, make sure we have it the right way up. So she's got it meant, so there is like the 4-inch mark, the 5-inch mark here, but she's also got these points so that if you're doing like a turnabout, it shows where to put your corners so that you can get your turnabout or your round wreath or whatever. Now this just sits, and then this is the mat that goes on top of it. Now this mat isn't actually, it also comes with 2 acrylic cover sheets. Okay, but it is more like a gel plate. It is not sticky at all, but it will grip. So it's like more like a non-slip maybe. If I had to kind of say what I would relate it to. So it's more like, you know, the gray ones I use all the time from Tim Holtz that I'm always using, and it doesn't let your inks and stuff slide around. So that's what this one would be. See, it grips. It's sliding on here, but it's not letting my ink slide around. On here, see, my ink slides. Here it doesn't. And so this would be good. I actually really like the size of this one too, because I feel for stenciling, this is a good size. So this one is available. It's a little bit more, $37.95. The mat is probably 1/4 of an inch thick, so it's a good steady mat. Like I said, you have this grid, and this is available too. Now, if you had the big MISTI, like the Memory MISTI, or you even have like a larger scoring board or something like that, you could use this as an incorporation onto that. And it could just be like an added on piece to it. So it doesn't actually stick like the ones for the MISTI itself, but it is like a non-slip grip kind of a thing. Okay? Questions? Did I miss any? No? Okay. So the next I'm going to show you, and I showed you these a while ago, is these paper pouncers from Picket Fence. So when I showed you them, I had the neutrals in. Now I have white as well, and these are the large ones. I'd say these, I wish I had my ruler here. I'd say these are about a 2-inch. Oh, I do have it. Yeah, in diameter, they're almost a 2-inch. So these are back in stock available. You can get these in a set of rainbow colors. I don't have that in at the moment, but if you're interested, I can always order those in. Does everybody remember what the paper pouncers are about, or do I need to demo them again quickly, or at least show you what they do? Because it was quite a while ago that I did do the demo. So while I'm waiting for that, so these are the regular ones, okay? Then they've now also come out with the pint size ones. So just to show you the difference, there you go. These are the regular size ones that are almost 2 inches in diameter. These ones are only just over 1 inch, maybe 1 inch and 1/8. So now they have the pint size ones, and I do have these in the rainbow ones. Just because they were available and I was ordering them, so I decided to get them at that time. But they, the bigger ones aren't always available in those rainbow ones. I'm just trying to see if, okay, so the point of the paper pouncer, I'll just do a quick demo if that's okay with Wanda, because there is, if you go back and look in my lives, there is one. Okay, so just quick. So this is what they look like. They come in this container, and it's actually a full separate container, right? You can store either piece and have your pouncer in it. So either like that or like this while you're working. It is like a memory foam almost. It doesn't hold the shape when you squeeze it, but it's really, really, really smooth. It's a lot different than the foam for the mini blender. It's a lot different than that. That isn't near as dense a foam as this. Now what the point of these are is you don't rub with them like the blending tools. You only pounce. So you are just dabbing up and down along. And what they're meant for is that, say you cut out a really, really tiny sentiment, like a die cut sentiment, or, you know, a really delicate snowflake, or, you know, something to that effect. And then you decide, okay, I don't want it white, I want it purple, or I want it blue or red. You can use these, and by just gently pouncing up and down on it, you can color it. Where the other tools that are on the market, you would have to go side to side, and that would, of course, rip your die cut, right? So these are specifically made to pounce and to be able to color and use it on those more delicate die cuts. So that's the paper pouncers. So I have the large ones, $21.95 for the 3 of them, the neutral colors, and then the same price, and you can get the white, which not necessarily for white ink, but you could then make it any color you wanted, right? Now you've seen with that one that I had used it for purple, and they will stain, but it's just like any of the other blender brushes that you have that could stain. It doesn't mean that that changes their usage, right? I think the whole point of these is just like the other blending brushes, you know, you'd have one for your oranges and one for your pinks and one for your reds. Now the only, well, I shouldn't say this because I'm honestly not 100% sure, but with these brushes, you can, and I'm very famous for this, I use my brush and then I take a old, kind of a rough cloth, and I can scrub it off, and then it's mostly clean. And I would maybe use this for like all the blues I'm doing on my project. These ones, you could probably go from like a light color to a dark, like in the same family, but you couldn't go from dark to light, and you would definitely have to wash it and let it dry in between. I just washed mine with a tiny little bit of soap and water and just rinsed it out, squished it as much as possible, and then I just let it sit like this so that the water could drain out of it, and I just let it air dry. Okay, so paper pouncers. If you're interested, do a little bit more research. I do think they're great. I'm not really a card maker, and I don't use a ton of little die cuts other than snowflakes in the winter, but I do think that these have their place in the market for sure, for sure, for sure. Any questions? Any questions on the paper pouncers? Oh, what next? What next? Let's do a couple new embossing folders maybe. That one. Here's Lisa Horton again. What's this one? Oh, this one's nice. All right, so that's 3 new embossing folders. Can everybody see that? I want to make sure you see the pattern. This one's very nice from Sizzix 3D. It is called Ornamental Motif. Very cool. It's an A6 size, just so you get that for size-wise. These ones are both 6x6. Dottie Flourish from Creative Expressions. And then this one, Basket Weave, or Weave, I guess it's called, 6x6 from Lisa Horton, which I think would be beautiful. Even now coming up with like spring and Easter, those would be beautiful. So a few new embossing folders. I have more embossing folders coming in still because I know that they're quite popular. So I have more coming in. It's just they're coming in at a trickle. For anybody who uses resin or air dry clay, I have one of these new molds in that is called, well, it's from the Lost in Wonderland series from Prima. Just trying to see if it says on here what it's called. Oh, it doesn't. Oh, on the side here, maybe? Let's see if I scan it in my system, if it will tell me what the name of it is, because I'm pretty sure I put it in there. But it's pretty cool. They look like wax seals. When you put the resin or the air dry clay in there, they'll come out looking like a wax seal, which I think is very cool. That's sort of up my alley. You know, you get the look of that, but you're not necessarily having to do that. Letter, what's this one called? Letters from Wonderland is what it's called. I don't like that when they don't put the name on there. So yeah, very, what am I trying to say? A good way of having a wax seal hack. Okay, so a new mold. The motif embossing folder is $17.95. And like I said, everything's online. So start filling up your cart. And that one, the molds are all $39.95. They pretty much, that's any mold I have, other than maybe the smaller Stamperia ones. Any other of the Prima ones will be $39.95. That's just kind of the standard price for them. Okay, I'm going to show you this line from, let's do some paper. Okay, so this is from Simple Stories. It is called Simple Vintage Love Story. And typically I don't tend to order a lot of like the Valentine's love kind of things. I'd actually ordered this because I was going to do a project. And I still may, but I thought, well, for now, I'm going to put it out. And if anybody else has a project that they want to do, you know, it's here for them to do. So this is called the Collector's Essential Kit. So it's a little bit different than just the paper pack that you would normally get from Simple Stories. This also has the Simple Pages paper pieces. So that's this down here in the corner. So I do have some of these separately, these Simple Pages, but basically it's just like a title and a few bits of ephemera that you'd be able to create like a double page layout. It has the chipboard stickers, so the 6x12 piece of chipboard stickers, and then it comes with the floral bits and pieces that are the ephemera. Okay, I'll just kind of quickly go through. So this is $49.95. But like I said, you get those extra pieces, right? So you get the bits and pieces, you get the title, page titles, you get, oh, these are some nice ones. You get the chipboard. Okay, I know I've got my camera. I wonder if I can zoom it back a little bit. Oops, wrong way. Oops. Sorry if I'm making anybody dizzy. Okay, so then you get the chipboard. Now let's just quickly go through and see. Okay, so the stickers. I'm gonna have to move it up and down so you guys can kind of get the whole thing in. They're really pretty. You know, they're very vintage. Simple Vintage, right? I love that line of theirs, the Simple Vintage. They have their new spring one out too, which I don't have yet, but it's beautiful. Okay, so that one. The other side of that is the 4x6 cut-aparts, which you could use for card fronts. You could use as bits in your whichever albums that you're doing. Very nice. This one's very cool. Ticket stubs all piled on top, and then on the back more cut apart. So you've got some 4x4s up at the top. You've got these ones that are 2x2s, and then more 4x4s along the bottom. I like how they do the different sizes. This one's similar, just in pink instead of the teal or the mint. And then these are all your 3x4s. So a whole sheet. I'm going to kind of go through this one a little bit quickly, just because I have other paper packs, okay? Beautiful flowers and more cut aparts, but these are all different sizes, which are very cool. So you've got like a long one, which I think is even more than over 6. this. Then you've got a shorter one here, little one in the middle. This one could be one, or you could spread it out into two. So this is new in their last few paper packs, that they're doing one that's sort of all different colors. And this is also something new that they started to do, is tags. So you get one sheet that's just tags that you can cut apart. And look, they're double-sided. So you cut your tags, and then you can do your journaling or your to and from on the other side. Put this up a little bit more so you can kind of see that it's like old vintage letter stamps and postage stamps. This is like what a masterboard looks like. I've done masterboards a couple times. This is sort of a spin-off of that. And then on the back, busy, but use it in pieces, right? Very delicate flowers. And on the back, a big solid page with some beautiful little lovebirds in the bottom. I like how they're doing like the mint and pink. That's unique. This one's mint too. You can't maybe see it, but it's mint with the polka dots on it. Maybe not the best lighting. Ooh, this one's nice. I like butterflies. That one draws my eyes for sure. Kim, you want the that embossing folder? Is that the one you're talking about? So this one's kind of a, I don't know what color this would be. A light maroon color maybe. And then the cute little hearts cut out of the masterboard, which is exactly what you would do. And then they're applied to a background. Wow, there's lots of different patterns on this one. It's like a damask kind of a pattern, and this is like a mustard yellow. Big floral pattern. Oof, we're finally on the last page. So mint on the background, you can kind of see if I keep it down like that. And then some books on the back. All right, so that's that whole Essentials collector kit. But to go along with this set, I also brought in the enamel dots, okay, that go with the set. So these would be extra. These are other ephemera pieces, but they are kind of bigger pieces. They're not the floral ones that come in the kit. They're bigger bits of ephemera, and there is 47 pieces in here. So you have these as a little bit larger pieces. So I've got that, and then I also brought in the rub-ons. 2 sheets, so you get this sheet. Make sure you see it all, and then this sheet. 2 sheets of the rub-ons. So it's a nice little pack if you have use for this line of paper. Okay, just making sure I've got this all. I'll put this back together later. So if you have use for that kind of a line of paper, that's a great set. It's got great embellishments to go along with it, and I think you'd be very happy with it. All right. 2 different rice papers that I got in now. And I don't normally show rice paper that much, but these are really beautiful. They are from Ciao Bella. I love rice papers, and these ones are beautiful. Does everybody have experience with rice paper? These would be very beautiful on a project. I actually think I ordered them for a project, but they took a very long time to come in, so now I can't remember what I had planned with them. And then there's this one. This is called Time of Spring. The other one was Garden of Promises. Okay, so these are both from Ciao Bella. They are the A4 size, so they're more like about a 9 by 12, I think. Yep, 9 by 12. Okay. I know, I love rice paper too. I love it, love it. Okay, so two different designs in rice paper. Now, did I show this one? Dagny, you're like my resident opinion person because you know everything I've shown. But this is a Paper Rose Rainbow Wood. Yeah, I know, Kim, I know. So I just couldn't remember if I had shown this before or not. And it's beautiful, beautiful paper pack. I have it in the 12 by 12, and then I also have it in the 6 by 6. So should I go through it quick, as I can't remember if I've actually shown it before or not? I'll just open up this little one and we can go through this quick. All right. Oh, and it's a little bit glossy. I forget that Paper Rose does their papers a little bit glossy. So these are beautiful though. Gosh, they're beautiful. So what does it say on here? 3 of each of 12 designs. Okay, good. So a little bit bigger pattern, right? A little bit different wood on the back. Then you have these two again. You've got kind of smaller, bit smaller chevrons, and then you have a little bit bigger. Or I guess these would be chevron, herringbone. What are these? Okay. They're beautiful. My gosh, they're beautiful. Oh, I haven't actually pulled the pack apart to look at them, so I'm just as enthralled with them as I'm sure you guys are. Okay, so here's the next ones. Oh, chevron and herringbone. There we go. Now we got it. Right, look at that. That's incredible. Oh, I think this one would be hard. Well, it's a good thing you at least get 3 of each, right? Because you would definitely want to be using both sides of these. Gosh. You know, even though it's like brighter colors on the wood, it's still beautiful. I mean, I could just envision so many things. So let's see, how many have we got here? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we still have 4 more to show. So like I said, this is just a 6 by 6, but it does come in the 12 by 12 as well. In the back on the woods. I like this one actually, with this sort of like a weathered wood color, and then the yellow, and then into this corally color, and then the burnt orange color. Like, very unique, that you would not assume is with your wood patterns, right? I think we had this one already. I'm kind of losing track a bit, but these should be the last 2. But I'm pretty sure we had this one. Let's see, what's that one? Oh yeah, we did have that one. This one? Oh, this one's maybe the one we didn't have. Okay. Oh yeah, this one's very cool. Look at that. It's like an ombre. It's like an ombre in every way, from the corner out almost. And then you've got this one, which is a little bit more vintage, rustic looking. And then on the back, you've got that and this. Ooh, so cool. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that's Rainbow Wood from Paper Rose. And then, like I said, I have the bigger package as well. Same exact prints, just in a larger size. Okay, and then I got this one from Paper Rose too. And I know it's called Christmas Time Basics, but the paper, I mean, there is probably a couple sheets that are, and I know I'm taking you guys over, so I'll just do a little bit more here and then we'll leave the rest for next time. There is some sheets in here though that I feel like could be year around. So I mean, something like this maybe is a little bit more Christmassy, but this one isn't. This one's not Christmassy. Right? And so that's on the back of that Christmas one, but yet you could easily use that. This one, it is a bit more Christmas, but you could also use it for spring, you know, like strawberry fields, something to that effect. And then on the back, like vintage stripes, which again is good for like berries, any kind of like little baking cards, or, you know, those kinds of things that you'd be doing. Berry picking pictures. Music notes in like a light distressed pink color. Like a little bit darker than Tattered Rose. And then look at that. That's beautiful wood. Just lifting it up here so that you guys can get it, look at it without the glare. Okay, and then there's this one. Back to that. Street map. Very cool. I haven't traveled enough. Oh, and this is in Australia, so I would have no idea what city this is. But it's cool. Big dictionary blow up. That's very, very cool too. And it's all love. Love sick, love set, love some, loving kindness. So that's very cool. And then on the back, even though these are the reds and the greens, it's still, I wouldn't classify that as Christmas paper. Okay, so there's that one. This, which you could use for picnicking. You could use for sports. And then this is like the green stripes, but that are kind of vintage distressed along the top and the bottom. Okay, now we're back to one that's a lot more, oh yeah, so that's it. So 2 of each of the patterns is how this one is. Oh, and then on the front, this is, okay, the front cover. I mean, this is a lot Christmas, but you could save that for your Christmas cards, right? And you could use some of them, love and happiness. Hey there, sending lots of hugs. Love you heaps, love you so much. So there's some on here you could use that aren't necessarily Christmas. So yeah, all right, so that one's called Christmas Time Basics. It was on back order for a long time, which is why I just got it now. But I wanted to show you anyway because I think it can be very versatile. Okay, so the last one I'm going to show you quick is this one. And I talked about this Moonlit Garden one a few times. We've had the album kit in. We have had the cluster kit in, and we've also had the page kit in for this line of paper. Is that what you call it? A line from 49 and Market? But I wanted to get the paper because I just think it's so, this packages, I really like the Moonlit Garden. So I thought I'd order it in and we'd look at it. So on the back, cut aparts, which is cool. I'll kind of move them up so you can see the whole page of cut aparts. Okay. So that's the front and back. Oh gosh. This might not make it, this might not stay on the website. This is totally up my alley. I do have a couple of them, so that's okay. So that's, ooh, this is thick paper too. This is like Dress My Craft type paper. It's quite thick. This is at least 110 pound for sure. Definitely not 65 pound cardstock we're used to. And then this is kind of a, it shows you all the colors that it comes in this pack. So it's like a couple different shades of green, a little bit of like a browner green, and then lighter, and then a kind of a dark teal, and then some light blues. So this is what all the color palette is in this line. That's the one thing I do like about 49 and Market also. I know it's gorgeous day, you should see it up close. The one thing I do like about 49 and Market also is they'll give you a page like this that is, I don't know, a picture. I don't know how to kind of describe this. For lack of better than, like it's like a picture. And then on the back they always have a solid print. So that's really nice because then you're not maybe having to give up one piece for the next. And so I like the fact that that's what it has. So just a light stripe there. Then look at this one. Ooh. Moonlit Garden. And so I do have the cluster kit online for this one and the page kit as well. So this one's nice too. It's a little bit more muted, but it's a nice one as well. Okay, and then this one's called Calming, this paper. Very nice. Like, look at this one's almost perfect. You can just plop your picture in the middle and it's pretty much a scrapbook page. Look at that. Okay, and then on the back, that's nice. For a solid print, that's a nice print. Okay, then this one is called Zen. So definitely a little bit more muted too. You could add some sparkles. a shimmer pen, some glitters, some little bits of foil or something to these flowers. Okay, and then look on the back. Again, it's like almost your scrapbook page is ready to go. You just need to throw in your papers or your pictures. I actually noticed that some of the companies are doing that now, where they're almost like having a pre-made scrapbook, which I'm surprised because it seems like everybody's talking about how the scrapbook industry is going out, and yet now they're turning back to scrapbooking, it seems like. I mean, this one has it on both sides. Ooh, look at this one, Dagny. Very nice, black and white. All right, and last one, Understated, this one's called. Look at the windows, very cool, very chic. Ooh, and then another bigger pattern, but still very tasteful, very beautiful. So that's the pack, Vintage Moonlight Garden. There you go. This one is that the one for that? $16.95. That's a pretty good price point for a 12 by 12 paper pack. All right, so that's going to be it for today. I have quite a bit more, but I don't want to keep you forever. So yes, so anything you've seen that you liked, you can go online and order it. Or if you want me to just sort of set it aside, just message me after so that I can grab that and put it away for you. And again, let's go here. Thank you guys for joining. I know it's always exciting when, I'm sorry, my hair is bothering me. I know it's always exciting when we get to see some new products and some new items that have arrived. I'm really excited about the Precision Glue Press. I think that it'll go over very well. I was excited when I first seen it being used. I actually seen it on a video that Simon Hurley was doing, and I was very intrigued. And now having it, I could definitely see some uses. I'm not very good with using liquid glue. I find it more challenging, and so I tend to go with like score tape or double, like a tape runner, and I only use liquid glue if I absolutely have to. So I'm hoping that this might change my game a little bit, and I'm excited about that. So if you have any questions, concerns, anything, let me know. Otherwise, like I said, everything's on the web. Feel free to order. Check out the information about the retreat is on there as well. Make sure you read through the details on it. And I hope to see everybody at the retreat. I got lots of different cool stuff planned, and it's going to be super fun. So I'd love to see everybody here. So take care. Have a great rest of your week. Let's hope by the weekend it warms up. And we'll see you next week with probably more new product release.